Alright, what's going on, guys? Today is June 17th. I'm going to be going over today's price action in the one trade that I took today. Today, I ended up getting, broke even on my trade setup. To be honest, I really just, let greed override my logic today. I should have been out for a 2-hour trade, and I ended up just, being a little bit greedy, completely disregarding the fact that it was FOMC and we had Trump speaking today, and that, price isn't going to deliver how it usually does. You should take your piece of the pie. And so in result, I ended up getting broke even. So not the end of the world, but I should have been out on a 2-hour play, and unfortunately just let greed overtake my emotions. So continue to learn, continue to get better. But I want to go over my higher time frame bias, exactly what I saw today, and then where I ended up executing, of course. So let's go back to NQ, go to market open here. So coming into the day, if I go back to my bar replay here, I think yeah, 9:30. So coming into the day on the higher time frame, right? Let me get rid of all this. We are clearly trending lower towards this new week opening gap, displacing to the downside here, delivering nicely off of this 4-hour gap right here, as you can see. Clearly trending lower. We're still close to all-time highs, but we are approaching, the new week opening gap, which is a very, very strong draw on liquidity, right? We're delivering off that 4-hour. We are also delivering very nicely off of this 1-hour fair value gap right here. So I can go ahead and mark it out to make it easier. But 1-hour gap we're delivering from, and then obviously, this giant 4-hour range that we're delivering from as well. So I was looking originally for shorts. I wanted to see us disregard this 1-hour bullish gap that we were holding, respect this gap, and then end up giving me a short position to the downside towards this new week opening gap. I didn't think that we needed the, to retrace back into discount of the or premium of this range right here. I thought that this was enough to drive us lower. ES had already retraced into a premium. So I wasn't really looking for, higher prices here. We did have London session high above, but I didn't think that we were going to come up, for that. I was mostly looking for, this new week opening gap, this sell side down here, and then this minor sell side right here, right? So off open, what do we get? We move a little bit lower. No entries that I was looking for at this point right here. I wanted to see, more structure be created. Obviously, we're holding this 5-minute gap. I just wanted to see more structure be created. We also did have an SMT, I should mention, inside of, this 15-minute and this hourly gap right here. So driving price a little bit lower, right? But no entries here. Wasn't really looking for anything. Obviously, you got this 1-minute long. Didn't really look incredible to me. I had no reason to take longs. I guess we use this as a rejection block, but I was more so looking for this minor sell side to get swept. And we were already delivering off this higher time frame PD array, so I wasn't really looking for longs at this moment right here. But long setup obviously played out beautifully. So we end up coming up higher. Originally, I was looking for this 5-minute gap to get respected, right? Us to respect this 5-minute gap and then end up, delivering lower to the downside. Again, sweeping out this sell side. But as you can see, we disrespected that 5-minute. We still have sell side liquidity intact. Right, so we have sell side right here, sell side right here, and then, the ultimate, or our main sell side draw all the way down here, and then the new week opening gap below us, right? So still looking for lower prices here, even though we disregarded that 5-minute gap, right? But what did we do? We came up inside of this range. The SMT was valid no more. We came up inside of this gap, swept out this high right here, and, basically just getting us a minor sweep of this sell side gap. Oh, I did not see this actually. So originally that hourly gap, we were inside of that hourly. I don't know what. Oh, we're still inside that hourly. Sorry, got confused there. But yes, as you can see, came up, swept out this internal high inside of this 1-hour fair value gap. So very nice liquidity sweep there. Still looking lower here, respecting this 1-hour gap. And we still have our sell side draws intact. So what are you looking for at this point here? You're going to be looking for the highest time frame inversion, right? So we have no 3-minute, no 2-minute. I mean, we do have a 2-minute, no 3-minute though. We have two 2-minute gaps that could have been combined right here. No 3-minute gap, right? This isn't going to hold. So at this point, looking for an inversion here. And this was very A+ setup. The only reason I didn't take it was because that 5-minute gap was inversed, and it threw me off at that point in time, which now, looking back, still is a great trade. Probably stops above this candle wick right here, above the fair value gap. So this was a very, very A+ setup. You probably should just take this for about a 1-to-1. You could have gone for this internal sell side liquidity draw right here. Probably just something like this for just a little bit over a 1-to-1. And this would have played out beautifully, right? Slight drawdown, and then eventually, you know, it ran to TP. So where I ended up taking my entry actually was I wanted to see more confirmation than just this 2-minute inversion right here. So I waited for a retracement into this 1-minute gap right here. I don't think there was a 2-minute. Yeah. So I waited for a retracement into this 1-minute gap, and then as you can see, if I go over to my Top Step X, I waited for a retracement, which we got, and then what did I look for? I looked for another 30-second inversion out of this. Boom, retracement into the 1 minute. Nice, and then a 30-second gap gets opened. Great displacement through the 30-second gap. Great break-even point just at this, you know, internal low right here. Going break-even very, very quickly. I can't remember if I went. Yeah, I did go break-even there, but I waited for it to go a little bit lower than that point right there. So got in right at this inversion right here. Stops above this internal high. Almost got stopped out. Respected my stop though. Ended up pushing lower. I went break even right around like this candle right here. I think I looked at it at the 1 minute time frame and went break even whenever this candle closed. I wanted to see this 1 minute BPR get inverse right here. So waited for that 1 minute to close. Went break even right at that point right there. So stops at break even. And I was originally wanting to see price come down and take out this sell side draw right here. I wanted to trail my stop all the way down to the new week opening gap. But mostly I wanted to see this sell side draw get taken right there. ES was very, very close to it, edged it, so I was very confident in us taking out at least this sell side draw. But, you know, looking back, it's FOMC. Trump was speaking at whatever time he was speaking at. So I should have taken my piece of the pie, right? I should have just gone for my 1 to 2 RR, like a usual trade, 1 to 2 RR, taking my piece of the pie, even, you know, just a 1 to 1. Taking my piece of the pie again at this internal low, and or, you know, like this internal low right here for still about a 1 to 1. But instead, you know, I wanted to hold all the way down to here, all the way down to the new week opening gap. I did not end up trailing my stop, which I probably should have trailed my stop to at least like this swing high right here. Whenever we, you know, got a candle close below this swing low. But I didn't. I ended up holding, and I got stopped at a break even, right? So it should have definitely been a 2-hour trade at least, or at least a 1 to 1. But instead, it was a break even trade, and I just, you know, let my greed overtake my logic. Completely disregarded that it was FOMC. Completely disregarded that Trump was speaking. And, you know, got greedy. Wanted to hold for a long period of time instead of taking my piece of the pie on a high-impact news day like this, where most of the time I wouldn't even be trading. So that was the mistake that I took today. The rest of the day, there was really nothing worth taking at all. After I took this break even, my emotions were messing with me. I knew that I had messed up. I knew that I was being greedy, and I ended up getting off the charts. Realizing that, you know, this is not a high probability day. I missed my opportunity. The only thing that can come from this is, you know, something negative, right? So ended up getting off the charts there. And then as you can see now, FOMC opened up and we just completely dumped. So that is where we are right now. But for me, that was the trade that I took. Definitely something to journal, something to reflect on. You know, just need to continue to follow my system, not get greedy, especially on days like today. And, you know, we'll improve on it. Got lucky I stopped at a break even. So, yeah, not the end of the world, but something to improve on. Missed opportunity today. We'll continue to get better, continue to learn. And, yeah, that's going to be it. So tomorrow's going to be OPEX since Friday's bank holiday. Options are expiring tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be a little bit tricky as well. You know, just going to take my base hit, not make the same mistake that I did today. Go break even quickly, take my base hit, get out of the markets, right? And if a setup presents itself. So that's the game plan for tomorrow. Obviously, I'm not trading Friday. But, yeah, that is going to be it for me. That was the trade that I took today. Hopefully, you guys, you know, stayed out of the markets and or ended up green, protected your capital. But, yeah, that's going to be it for me. So I will see you guys later. Peace out.